to play anymore. Oh. No, I'd like killed him straight up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did he throw?
It was a rock.
All right. Well, I'm going to stay away from all rocks from now on.
We'll see who brought the strongest rocks here in this game. This is the semifinals, man. The
It's
winner.
the Dragoncraft mirror.
It's a Dragoncraft mirror like we talked about.
Yep. It's the Dragoncraft mirror. Everybody's loving it.
So both players, I mean, because of the matchup, both players electing to keep the Draconic Fervor when it came into their hands, knowing that they're not going to be run down very quickly. They're knowing that Draconic Fervor is still one way or the other. It's gonna come in handy. Definitely more of the mid-range play, but there's not that a lot of pressure in the Dragon on Dragon matchup that you have to deal with early on. There is the Lyral Archer coming down for eXodium, so a little bit of pressure, but with a Blazing Breath, I don't think Noah is really worried about that at all. It's going to come down to who can come into their late game options quicker and who can come into more of the late game options than their opponent.
All right. eXodium going first. Gets the first Isla down.
Mm-hmm. Just ruined that. Really nice.
Oh,
Noah gets an Aelia of his own. Aelia for Aelia.
I see you. You see me.
I will see your Aelia, and I will call your Aelia.
Good call. Oh, man. Wow, skip turn 4. Okay. That might hurt, actually.
It could. He didn't really want to play the Grimnir that he had. That was his only option, and it really just gives Aelia another follower to trade into.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to try to bait your opponent into trading into your own Aelia with their Aelia. We've been saying Aelia a lot.
Yeah. Hey, eXodium's is animated.
It is. It's a little bit better than Noah's because of that.
Mm-hmm.
That sword is sparkling.
Super cool. Nice.
Noah deciding if he wants to make a similar play, if he wants to play his Grimnir or not.
Okay.
And this puts eXodium in an awkward spot. Does he want to simply Draconic Fervor and trade in with the Aelia? Or if he wants to evolve it, I guess. Well, that's Noah going to be evolving his own.
Yeah.
Aelia.
I think Noah's decision here is right.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely an opportunity because he knows eXodium is put into an awkward decision-making position here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So pushing face damage as soon as he can and making sure that, okay, well, now the next turn here, I'm going to be even stronger because now I have the 4/4 and the 2/3,
Mm-hmm.
and I could possibly add on to it.
Yeah, it's forcing eXodium to use an Evolve Orb here to get rid of one of those followers, to get rid of the Grimnir.
Ow. Now we're left with another 4 damage in the pocket here for Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly more.
And he's got a Draconic Fervor of his own. He's going to be able to ramp up and heal as well as trade in with the Aelia as well.
There it is.
Overflow is active now for eXodium. He drew into the Rahab there.
He could Fervor and Oracle. That would basically end his ramping journey.
Right. Drawing with the Oracle and the Draconic Fervor as well would put him at 9 cards, though. You're getting rid of 2 and then drawing 3, yeah. That'd be a little difficult, and he would be at turn 9. A little bit of an overkill for draw there. But I do like that he's got the Rahab as well. He's going to have to get rid of the Aelia as well. You might as well do it in a way that you ensure that you're going to be on turn 10 before your opponent. And if he trades in here, he might. He's evolving the Rahab, so he's going to trade in with the Aelia and then go for face here.
As opposed to smart, because he still has a ramp enough to try to keep ahead.
Breath of the Salamander would clear the board. And he could ramp as well on top of that, ensuring that he'd be on turn 10 next turn before eXodium. That's really nice. Well, no, but if he does destroy the Aelia, then eXodium will be on turn 10.
Yeah.
I can't keep relying on you, Dragon.
Wow. I would expect you to evolve that. He's going to take another 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
There's a Polyphonic Aura coming down, but there is a Bahamut in the hand of Noah.
But then the counter Bahamut is the play.
Yep. I think it has to be the Bahamut. It has to force it out.
Yep. And 3 Grimnirs in the pocket here for eXodium as well. It's going to be Bahamut into Grimners all day, and that could get really dangerous because the Grimner can wipe away any kind of chump block as you put. There it is. We're into Dragons versus Dragons.
And typically in
Plus
this
the top
Dragon on
deck.
Dragon matchup, the Bahamut is
Two
a much
Israfils.
more high value card. Yeah, an evolved Israfil is not even
needs to
strong enough to
Scyther
take it
this.
out. He has to Scyther.
Yep. So he doesn't get the opportunity to play Israfil.
Water.
And when there's no Ouroboros in the hands for the Dragon players, they're really forced to play out their high value options here this early in when we get to like the late stage of the game, this early of the late game, I should say.
Now, what is the play here?
He's got Breath of the Salamander.
But then you're left with 4 play points.
Yeah. And you can't really do anything next turn. If he does that and his opponent has any kind of storm, you're just losing a massive part of the game right there.
The big thing here is the 3 Grimners into the 2 Israfils is a very
Fighting is so
bad
sad.
kind of consequence of situations, right? Neither can the Grimner kill the Israfil, and the Israfil heals up. So you're almost getting nowhere.
If no one wants to play an Israfil of his own, that could be huge as well. Ensuring that he gets another more face damage, and he'd overflow heal past 20 if he did that with Israfil and Sybil. But then Grimnir on the side of Exodium is just even more high value of a play next turn.
There are a lot of great options on the side of Noah, but I do think that Exodium's Blazing Breath is still incredibly valuable.
Fighting is so
Especially because you get Blazing Breath and Scyther. Will he evolve and swing into the Israfil?
I think he's going to have to. And what a formidable board that Noah has been able to establish. Unfortunately, one Breath of the Salamander is going to be enough to take that out with one fell swoop. There's the Ouroboros, though. No Evolve Orb. He's going to have to play the Breath of the Salamander.
And he can't reach to any healing options here, so he just plays a Grimner to kind of
Plays
stop
the ward.
the
That's
tempo.
really smart. If Noah had a Genesis Dragon, that would have been it.
Now the counter Grimner could come down, or another Israfil evolve, but I think Grimner is probably the better option, or Sahak with the Israfil swing.
Maybe Sahak. I mean, you have the card, you might as well use it. If he did Israfil evolve an attack, that puts Exodium at 7. And that's an extra 4 damage
And
right
this is
there.
really dangerous because the instant Exodium is put to 2 health, Israfil can just end the game. Right. And if you're going to be trading Grimners, you're still going to lose because then the next Grimner is played, then there's the Evolve Israfil available.
Right. He has to heal. He has to try to get some more options. He can get rid of the Grimnir, but he's not going to. He's just going to play the Sybil, heal up for 6 health total, ensuring that he's out of range. But, I mean, if Noah draws any storm option here, it's the Wrath Drake. It might just have to be the Sahakwiel Easterfield this turn. There's no Grimnir available.
Yeah, he's going to be able to do 4 damage if he does Sahak Israfil. But then, if he doesn't evolve the Sahak Wheel, the counter Grimner will actually take down both the Grimner and the Sahak Wheel in one fell swoop. The other thing, too, is if Exodium ever finds an opportunity to play Ouroboros, which is hard because he doesn't have an Evolve Orb, but if he ever does, that could end up being really bad.
Right.
Because then he could constantly just get that healing again and again and again.
Right, if he ever finds the time to play that,
All must come to an end.
it's not going to be this coming turn. More than likely not.
Really good that the Israfil is getting out of here at the end of the turn, because it could just be lost to the Grimner.
Another Sybil in the hand for Exodium.
He could heal another 6 here, but I don't think that that's the option.
My tempest shall judge you.
He's trying to find value wherever he can.
We'll see what the draw is going to be this turn for Noah. There's
Oh,
another
boy.
Bahamut. That's huge. Probably not
He's gonna
playing
have to
it
spend the
this turn.
Scyther. So he only has one Scyther in hand, and he wants to either use that on the Israfil or the Bahamut.
Right. Yeah, that's what eXodium is thinking for now, but I wonder what is in Noah's mind. He's got the health advantage.
Fighting is so sorrowful.
He's going to play Israfil this time, just get up back up to 20 health. Not
Oh, he
spend the
just
Evolve
lets it
Orb.
happen. Is this the opportunity?
It could bait out the Scyther, and that's the
do-
only way that eXodium really has to deal with the Bahamut.
Yeah. There's a Scyther.
Another Blazing Breath.
He could Fervor here. Oh. So there still is an opportunity. He still has Fervor for the draw, right? So he could, on the turn that Bahamut drops, Fervor to try to dig for an option to clear it out.
Right.
But Bahamut coming down here is going to... Okay.
Oh my gosh, Bahamut would be huge. But Noah, again, he doesn't know it's in eXodium's hand. There could be another Scyther. There could be a Zeus. Could be any number of options. He does have the Ouroboros as well to get rid of the Grimnir. He's sitting at 18 health. Getting the Ouroboros on the field could be really, really nice.
There it is. He chooses the Ouroboros.
Ow!
And you can even, yeah, being the Archer, trade in.
I think that's really important to do. You really don't want that symbol to get the second heal.
My wings are killing me.
And there's the last Evolution Orb,
Yep.
which is really important.
There's another Bahamut for eXodium. Oh my gosh.
Wait. What even happens here? Okay, the Blazing Breath will kill it.
Right.
Okay. Very, very oh.
Another Ouroboros.
It's actually not super useful.
Right. He's probably, the play is probably just Ouroboros pink for face damage. Ensure, force your opponent to trade into your Ouroboros. Because you've got 20 health and your opponent has 10.
The thing is, if you think that there's any kind of storm in eXodium's deck and you go face this way, I mean, 20 health is a lot. It's going to be difficult to kind of just stop 20 health there.
Right.
You can play the Israfil and trade Ouroboroses.
My tempest shall
There's a
judge
play.
you.
And now you're taking 8 damage to face. But there's no healing. Ooh, down to 11.
Goodness.
Is there going to be a Bahamut trade here? Was that enough? Oh, the Sahak?
Oh,
It's going to be the first Bahamut, so now this next Bahamut coming down is going to be really strong. And Zeus.
He came into the Zeus. He's got the Storm option.
I feel like the tide is shifting a little bit.
eXodium's got the favor for sure. Noah doesn't really have a way to deal with the Bahamut.
Got
Especially
the
with Sybil
Sybil.
coming in the next draw. That's going to be huge. He's going to have to draw for a Dragoon Scyther.
doesn't get the
doesn't get
Scyther!
it.
Oh,
my
no!
gosh.
He tries again. He's got the Storm. It's over.
He's got the Storm. It's
eXodium.
over. eXodium takes the first game. Yeah.
Back to the wall for the whole game long.
Goodness.
And
Comes
right
out.
at the end, the
right at the last few.
decision making. When to draw, when to defend, when to spend your Grimners. He had 3 Grimners, and he spent them very, very carefully. Oh, did he wait on it?
He bided his time, waited for when he knew that the Grimners were going to be incredibly high value, and he used that well.
Multiple times, right? His Blazing Breath use early on in the game as well, where he just waited. He knew that he could Blazing Breath early, but he waited and got Blazing Breath to take down 3 cards in a row.
Right.
And similarly to Grimnir, using that AoE at the right time, and just the ordering of the cards that he played were so intelligent in that particular game, he takes the win over Noah. So he wins the Dragoncraft Mirror. He still has to use his Shadowcraft deck.
Right. And we could be seeing a Shadow on Shadow matchup here unless Noah decides to stay with the Dragon deck. He is.
So the important thing is, by Red's estimation, the Dragoncraft deck that Noah is bringing is incredibly powerful. He thinks that it has the edge over the Shadowcraft matchup. So it means that basically it's going to come down to the mirror match, if that's true, right? eXodium looking to upset Noah by beating this Dragoncraft deck, but the likelihood leaning in favor of Dragoncraft moving on and then leaving eXodium and Noah in a Shadowcraft mirror. Let's see if that plays out. But that was a very careful, methodical game played out by eXodium.
Yep.
He's got the Shadow Reaper in hand early on.
Let's get into trouble.
He's got the 2 drops and the 3-drop with
And
the
I think
Bone
he's probably going to
Chimera.
want a Chimera into the Shadow Reaper Lyrial.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Blazing Breath takes care of that, but eXodium still has the Bone Chimera at this turn, followed by
Oh, wow.
the Prince
Now he has a
Catacomb
lot of
next turn.
options here.
Yep. And still not many options, if any, for Noah. He's got the Dragoon Scyther, but that's his only card that he's going to be able to play this turn if he does so. And with the cards that the Shadow player has, that eXodium has, not really getting any use from that Scyther, because with 2 attack and 2 defense, the Scyther is going to be taking out the skeletons anyway.
Turn 4 Rahab is going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine he's going to want to evolve that.
Yep, he'll have the
I
evolved
think
Rahab
Catacomb
next
is
turn.
definitely the choice here.
Mm-hmm.
My boss works
Then
under
it's
the
gonna
bone.
be the Lyrial with the Reaper. Interesting.
Okay. And so 2 cards are going to be removed here, both of them not the Reaper. And that's going to leave 2 skeletons for the Catacomb to put the last word effect on.
Finally a break.
Yep, if Noah evolves the Rahab and trades in, could be really difficult. Could come back and haunt him later. He might just play. He could play the Rahab in his turn, play the Rahab evolve in his turn, play the Rahab or trade into it. So there's a few options he has. Either one, not perfect. Not really a great play either way. He's got Grimnir as well, but Rahab definitely the better card to play in this
There's
instance.
a lot more where that came from.
He's going for the evolve and trade. I think that's important. 7 defense is so big.
It's absolutely huge, and he's not going to attack.
And I think this is important, right? You don't want to give your opponent shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Catacomb Chimera in?
He could.
Catacomb Chimera in. I mean, he can build the shadows, right? If he spends the evolve orb.
Right. He could do that. He just came into Cerberus. It's a shame that the 7 defense is going to be 1 damage short if he wanted to save the Reaper. So it's only going to be 6 damage. So that's still not that high value of a play. Yeah, it might just be Bone Chimera trade in and then Catacomb.
So if you play the Catacomb,
Or you could trade in with the Chimera, evolve
Yeah.
Skeleton trade in, then you have 4 shadows
yep.
to use for the Soul Squasher. That might be the play. Ensuring
he's going for
that the Shadow Reaper gets buffed up even more, and you get rid of the Rahab as well. Still, that's a lot of resources spent just to take out 1 evolved Rahab.
I mean, next turn is going to be a tough turn, right? Because you don't have Sybil. Unless you top deck it here. No, it's going to be Zeus. So that means, like, Grimnir or Draconic Fervor.
Yeah.
Either way, you're passing the turn, right?
Evolve Grimnir. I mean, he's going to have to evolve the Grimnir. Oh my gosh, it's the Draconic Fervor. Cerberus here is going to be huge. He doesn't even have Breath of the Salamander next turn.
Cerberus. He really wants to focus on keeping board control because the Ector is coming down as well.
Catacomb's
So
great
I think
too.
I agree with the Catacomb here. Make it as tough as possible. Nice. The evolve is really going to make it tough for Grimnir to come back and evolve into it.
And Noah's only on turn 7. He's not going to be able to play Ouroboros. He's not going to be able to ping for 3 damage, evolve, and trade. This is huge.
No.
eXodium might have just won the game.
Oh, no. And he draws another Zeus.
Oh, no. He's got... Oh, okay. Think about his turn. Think about his turn. What has he got in his hand?
So he can Blazing Breath evolve to take down the Reaper. He's going to place a Hawk. That's going to really help. And that's going to clear everything out, but summon a bunch of skeletons. And then when the Ector comes down, I think the game is over. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yep. So 4 damage
Ready to
and
witness my
plus
brute
8,
strength?
or 3 damage plus 6. Either way, you're dead.
That's 9 damage coming out next
So
turn
now
with
Noah's
the
just
Ector.
living on a dream if Ector isn't here, but we all know that it's in the pocket.
Yep. That was the only play that Noah could have made. The best play he
eXodium
could have made, and eXodium takes it
2-0.
2-0.
This guy is turning them smiley faces upside down.
The player who doesn't make mistakes advances to the finals, and that Shadow Nexus.
He called it. I am going to search for the broadcast. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to put it on YouTube. Did we say that on broadcast? I don't even remember if we said it on broadcast. I think it might have been before we went live with the podcast. We were talking around, we were joking around. It was eXodium, it was Aya Senpai, it was Sleet, and it was Unlucker. And we were talking about eXodium, and they were saying they really enjoyed my description of eXodium hiding in a cave, kind of developing strategies and kind of, you know, keeping to himself. And eXodium said, I might make a lot of mistakes playing on ladder or when I'm streaming or whatnot.
I think it was the time he spent in the cave training on the mountain with Ra's al Ghul that got him prepared for this tournament. I'm assuming Ra's al Ghul was there. He must have been.
eXodium. Let's take a look at the bracket. Let's take a look at the bracket because this is a situation that we are in right now. JZ